Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhe Bhavatu Me Sada Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kamsachanoramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Hari Om. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Yes, please. Can someone recollect? We can form the link and move ahead. Yes, Gayatri ji. Yes, please.
I'm ready.
Okay, ji. Most welcome. Most welcome.
So, in this third adhyay, Krishna talks about action and knowledge, which is compulsory as no one can remain inactive uh, because of their Prakriti Jai Gunehi. Everyone works according to their inner nature. And one should not stubbornly suppress the inner nature because every being has their own tendencies. All they work according to their inner nature.
Tendencies. Yeah.
Yes, and one should not suppress. So everybody has their own likes and dislikes. So there are different opinions of different people, like munde munde mati bhinna, kunde kunde navam paya, jato jato nava charaha, nava vani mukhe mukhe. So
Wow.
every mind has a different opinion.
Wonderfully said. You please share this in the group afterwards, ji. A
Yeah,
nice
sure.
Sanskrit shlok. Yes, ji.
It's a subhashita.
Subhashit. Yes, yes.
Every mind has a different opinion. Every well has different water. Every caste and creed has different customs, lifestyles, and people from different races and countries has different languages. This is the meaning of this Shubhashit. So Krishna says there are diversities in the world. And Krishna says, embrace this. Do not get disturbed by this, but embrace these diversities and move on to your path. And choosing the choosing the swadharma is the key, means where you embrace the diversity but do not start follow the paradharma. Stick to your swadharma. Krishna insists on this. You stick to your swadharma. For example, if in a hospital, a doctor is assigned to diagnose the patient, a pharmacist is assigned to give the medicine, a laboratory person is assigned to perform the investigations. But someday, a laboratory person or a pharmacist will arise and say, today
I'll do
onward,
the
I will
operation.
diagnose. I
Okay.
will do the diagnosis. So they are moving ahead of their swadharma. So it will ultimately lead to the
Against their
destruction.
swadharma rather than ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, ji.
So it will lead to the destruction itself. So then Krishna says, choose your first stick to your swadharma and then choose the path you like. Okay, our Sanatan Dharma always gives us freedom to choose the path. रुचिनां वैचित्र्या द्रुजुकुटिलनाना पथजुषां नृणामेको गम्य त्वमसि पयसामर्णैव. So ultimately, Supreme Lord is the final abode for all paths. Some are straight, some are roundabouts, but ultimately all are reaching that, like an ocean is for all streams of water. So this is the main thing. But now Arjun has a question that people are this much enlightened and they have this much knowledge. Then why
Divine
are they
insight.
committing? And they all have they all have divine insight. Then why these people are committing sins? What is the force behind this? So Krishna says there are two brothers, that is Kam and Krodh. They make soul in a catch 22 situation, idhar kuwa udhar khai. Like if the desire is fulfilled, it will promote the greed, and desire is not fulfilled, it will turn into anger. So in both ways, it disturbs the soul to attain that path. So Krishna says, forcefully kill those brothers Kam and Krodh. They are the biggest obstacle of the path. Just clear the path by killing them.
Yes, yes, yes. So that is the first yuddha. Your first yuddha is not with the people on the outside. Your
Inner
battle
side.
is with the kama and krodha within. Many times we don't understand it, but Krishna says even the most wise and most knowledgeable people also fall prey to these pretenses because of the nature of sense and sense objects. What happens to a child if you show a chocolate to the child? immediately the child starts running towards the chocolate, isn't it? Because this is the nature. The mind gets attached, as the sense gets attached to sense objects. So if a person's mana and a person's buddhi, these are two different things. In the Gita, we will see that in the shloka also. But if both of these, buddhi is said to be higher than the mind. What is it? We will look at it in the next shloka. But if they are getting driven, they are getting driven by the senses only, by the indriyas, by the desires, then progress on the path of the spirit is also destroyed, and the person is going to completely get destroyed only because the mind is going to be fooled. What happens when the mind is fooled? Anybody?
There will be no space for new thoughts or
No. Yeah, that is possible. And the person from the outside, nobody will know. No? If person's mind is fooled, we
Your
cannot. How do we identify? How do we understand?
you will deviate from your path.
Yeah, you deviate from the path, and the mind will keep reinforcing that I am correct. The wrong
Yes.
path is correct because a person is completely in delusion. Look at Arjuna, no? Arjuna's mind has been driven by his emotions. His emotions have got the better of his mind. So what is he saying? His mind is only reinforcing a falsehood because it is driven by that. He said, I should be better. It is better if I ran away from this battle. It is better if I died. It is better. This is what has happened. A mind has already got influenced. Confusion, as Sunita ji has written, absolutely becomes confused. Buddhi is gone. Buddhi brashta, what will happen then? Person will start giving false logics, absolutely useless. You can say it looks higher logic. If you look at the first adhyaya, Krishna talks, Arjuna tells Krishna, see, this will lead to Varna Sankara, Kulakshaya, Mitra Droha, Guru Hatya, all such words. He just goes on and on. But what happens ultimately is his logic is, he says, Krishna, were you greedy? Were we greedy? That is why we took part in the battle. So not only his mind has got confused, his buddhi also. And that is what we have to be very alert. That is why Krishna says, he says here, Tasmat tvam indriyani adau niyamya bharatarshava papmanam prajahi yenam jnana vijnana nashanam. What will this do if you don't control your indriyas? Well, if you don't control your indriyas, your jnana, vijnana, everything is going to go to waste. It doesn't matter you have the greatest IQ in the world. It's of absolutely no use if you don't have control over your indriyas. No matter what knowledge you may have, no matter what experience you have got, all that can go to waste. When there is no control, there is no control of self-control. That is why all our rishis, all of our sadhus, all our idols, they are all examples of people who have controlled their indriyas and achieved siddhis. Anjaneya, the one who had all the siddhis. He lost all of the siddhis in a state of moha, but he again regained it by self-control only. It was by sadhana and self-control that the siddhis came. What we can. The audio is clear, isn't it? My audio is all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, fine. Yes, please. If there is any drop, you please let me know. So this was Manojavam Ma Rutadulya Begam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Mathatmajam Va Narayutam Sri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadhe means he is the Jitendra. So if you are a Jitendra, your mind and buddhi, nobody can fool you. Uh, isn't it a very nice thing if we can go to a state where we cannot be fooled by people?
Yes.
Would so many times no people make fun of us without our knowledge. We get fooled. Emotions are taken for a ride. On the road also you go. You somebody sees you are a little soft in your facial expression. Immediately your emotions, this person I have not eaten for 15 days. I have not eaten this. Help me, help me, help me. And later you'll see the same person having a cigarette in just few minutes because he's just taken the money. I remember once one person I was thirsty and I was in my college days. This person approached me and I gave what I had. I gave it to him. Next thing I see is he goes to the shop and buys a cold drink right in front of me after receiving from me. What is that? Well, this is we can say misplaced compassion, but I'm getting beguiled, isn't it? Sometimes in life, like that, intellectually also, people sometimes in their careers also are fooled because some desire is there. I was planning to get that car. For that car, I need to get this much promotion. This particular project can help me fulfill this particular dream of a home, or sometimes personal pride. I want to become better than that man. He has shown his character to me. Now I am going to show who is better. So these are all unnecessary deviations from your life's path because you have to understand that you are not going to live for showing anything to anybody. Your direction is towards what we can say. If you understand on the path of the Gita, you are already the divine being inside. You are complete. You just have to realize it and move ahead. But that is lost when a person is driven only by these outer factors. And that is why Krishna says, control the Indriyas. Your first Adav Yuddha is with this. Because Arjuna lost the fight, no? Lost the fight before the big battle began. And when that battle is lost on the inside, everything is lost. So this is the first fight. The inner battle must be fought. When you are ready, then you will have no fear also. Imagine if you have this confidence that God is with you. Will you have any fear? Whoever stands your way. It is not, isn't it? There's this beautiful Marathi Geet for the seeker. ध्यास एक साधका अंतरात ठेवतु जाण यत्न देवतु जाण यत्न देवतु means keep that dhyasa, keep that determination firm inside that you have one God, that is your efforts. And it goes on saying that even if you have nobody around, even if it is completely dark, you're all alone, even at that time, become magna or completely involved in your sadhana, that you will become the lamp and all the darkness will disappear. If a mountain comes your way, oh sadhaka, with your efforts, become the storm and break that mountain down because your efforts are yours. So this is something like the aspect of doing your karma or doing your duties will allow you to move ahead. But for doing duties, you should do the right duties, no? Not the wrong ones. And for that, you have to control your mind. That is what Krishna is saying. This is the first fight of every individual. Let us go on. This is very beautiful. Indriyani paranyahur indriyebhyaha param manaha manasastu
Manastas
parabuddhi yo buddhehe paratastu saha.
Saha.
In Sanskrit, saha means
He.
he. Now, who is this he? Who is that he who is on top of everything? Well, there are four levels which are, we can also call that like four steps, four levels of consciousness. There is something very interesting in the four. We have anybody knows the significance of the number four?
Four Yug, four Veda,
Yeah,
four
four Vedas,
seasons,
four seasons. Then four Varnas are there.
Varnas are there.
Four ashramas are there. Varnashramas are four, isn't it? Brahmacharya, Gruhastha, Vanaprastha, and then Sannyas. So, like that, there are four levels of consciousness that Krishna talks about here. The first one, let us see. Let us look at the shloka and just look at it and let us see how it is useful for us. Indriyani paranyahur Indriyebhyaha param manaha manasastu para buddhi ya buddhehe paratastu saha. So I'll read it once and then we'll look at line by line the same thing. Beyond the senses that are supreme is the mind. So beyond the senses that are supreme is the mind. Beyond the mind, the awakened intelligence, referring to the buddhi. Beyond the mind, the awakened intelligence you find. But beyond the awakened intelligence, it is thus said, it is He, the eternal self, the supreme Godhead. That is what Krishna has said. Let us look one by one levels. What is the first one? First is we know the senses, right? Indriyas. We have senses. Anybody can quickly just tell the names of the senses that we have? Yes? What are the senses that we have?
Shravanendriya,
Yes.
then Drashti,
Drishti. So
then
your eyes, your
Granendriya,
sight,
Pranidya,
smell,
sound,
hearing,
taste,
taste,
mouth, taste,
touch,
touch.
skin,
Yes.
skin.
touch.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have such a beautiful, we can say, a life experience because of the Indriyas, isn't it? And we have such a great variety of experiences we can take because of the Indriyas. If you want to taste, we can have an array of different flavors. We can see an array of different colors. We can hear so many different sounds. We can touch harsh things, soft things, get the experience by touch. So we have so many such experiences. But are these Indriyas limited or they are not limited? Yes,
Not
anybody?
limited. Not
Yes,
limited.
Not
Not
limited.
limited. Not
but
limited.
but we cannot see anything in the infrared and ultraviolet region, isn't it? I cannot hear that as infrasonic or ultrasonic. Beyond a
Right.
particular touch, I can't feel a particular temperature. Whether it's too hot or whether it's too cold, it's going to become same at one point. Same as with the taste. So it is limited, isn't it?
Regarding to desire, we thought it's unlimited.
Yeah. Regarding desire, you have explained. But in the actual functioning, if you look at it, the indriyas are quite limited. And say your one indriya is not functioning. Say by some unfortunate event, either my hearing or my eyesight stops functioning. Will that mean I cease to exist? No, isn't it? My life will continue. Or am I connected only with the indriya? So we must first recognize that the indriyas that we understand, we experience our beautiful life by virtue of these indriyas, but there is a limitation. Why you can say a dog can smell better than I can smell. An eagle can see better than what I can see. I can't see well without my glasses for that matter. But the eagle can see so far away. Hearing also, I have limitations. So this is a truth. The level of the senses itself is limited. There is somebody who is higher than the senses, somebody who controls the senses. And what is that? Who controls the indriyas?
Jitendriya.
Mind.
Jitendra.
Mind.
Mind
Mind.
The
controls
mind
one.
is mana is the Indra of the Indriyas, isn't it? Mana is like the Raja of the Indriyas. It's like, hey, I want to eat that very lovely pastry, but no, too many calories already. My mind will say, no, don't go there. Not today. Maybe some other day. Because mind is allowing us to control the Indriyas, isn't it?
Yes.
It's like all the Indriyas are controlled by a singular mind.
Mind.
And now, how is the mind? First question is, where is the mind? In one group of very senior intellectuals, I don't know if it was a mistake or not a mistake. I enjoyed playing that trick. I was just, where is the mind was the question I asked for no reason. And it was having very nice responses. Anybody, where is the mind?
Inside you.
Inside us. But where inside us, Ji?
Mind is everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
In that group, a neurologist was saying, mind is here. Dimag khali karo, people say here only, no? They don't say anywhere else.
In the brain. It is in the brain.
That's so people
It's
say it's
in
in the
thought.
brain.
It's
Yeah.
in thoughts.
In the thoughts, and they say the thoughts are seated according to the neurologist, it was in the brain. He said that is connected with the neurons. Your neurons only allow you to think, and that is why it is in the brain, is what the neurologist said. Cardiologist got annoyed. Cardiologist said, you have a cardiac nervous system. And when you are most scared, your heart only starts changing. It's as if everything is in your heart only. Your mind is in your heart. When people are in love, their heart only is beating faster and slower, and all thoughts feel like they're coming from there only. So then somebody said, it is there. Then I thought, why not? I said, when children are very hungry, we feel their mind is in the stomach. And somebody says there's an enteric nervous system even in the stomach. So whatever it is, then they said, let us not discuss these kind of things. We should use our group for serious discussions, which suddenly became political within a week. So what serious discussions, I don't know, but nobody got a conclusion about where the mind is. So mind is so special. Look at the mind. It can travel. Can it travel across the world?
Yes.
Does it need any visa?
No.
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 What is
No.
the speed at which it
Just
travels?
just in seconds it can
Seconds.
go
It
to
takes
Andaman
seconds.
Nicobar and come back.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Isn't
It is
it?
faster than the wind. Yes.
Faster than the wind.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It is faster than the wind. Isn't the mind so very powerful? If you
Faster
look at
than the
it.
speed of the light.
Okay, how faster than the speed of light, Dhananjay is saying. Interesting, that is. Now, if the mind is so fast and so powerful and so it can travel, it can, sometimes people have what we call two minds, outer mind and inner mind also. Meaning, while I'm talking right now, the other, आज dinner के लिए क्या है, what is going on, what is going to, all these are second, back of the head. Some people have one set of mind.
Yeah.
Then there's something called people who are having multiple kendras of concentration at one time. Nowadays, youngsters have this habit of multitasking, isn't it? They'll open 20, 30 tabs when they are not doing concentrated work. When they're doing concentrated work, it will become 80, 90 tabs. How can they do it? Well, ancient times they called it avadhana kala. People had points of concentration. It means there would be ashtavadhani, 8 different points of concentration. Shatavadhani also is there. A same person with full concentration. Look at the power of the mind. Imagine, you can just, anybody can just Google this, Avadhana Kala, and Dr. Sampadananda Mishra, one wonderful, scholar and Sanskrit Pandit from Pondicherry has done a lot in this field. He has talked about the Avadhana Kala. He has developed a pedagogy also for creating Avadhanis. And these people, they have, you can actually Google and find out later on. This was one of the ancient sciences. But it does show that there's a like limitless potential in the mind, isn't it? If you utilize it, if you utilize it right.
Okay.
But then there's a question: is the mind limited or
No.
it's unlimited?
It is
It's a tricky
unlimited.
question now.
Yes. Okay. Now one thing is interesting. Our mind is
It is
limited.
unlimited.
It is actually limited according to the Bhagavad Gita. Though we feel it is because of its power, because of its capacity, we feel it is so vast, but the Gita says it's limited. How does one reconcile with this? Because we saw such brilliant aspects of the mind. Again, it is limited by its connection with the Indriyas, isn't it? Because Indriyas are finite. This is a Raja of a finite kingdom, no? There are boundaries for that. It is like I am going to receive inputs only according to my visual understanding. I'm going to hear only up to what I can. I cannot hear what is going on if somebody whispers or some messages are conveyed in an infrasonic range. Nothing will reach me. And if it cannot reach me, where will I process it? So our processor only is now having a limitation by virtue of its own anatomy or construction. That means mind also, though brilliant, though supremely greater than all the indriyas, mana is also limited. And this is what our great rishis understood, and that is why all the Upanishadic texts asked or taught the seeker to rise beyond the mind, because when you rise beyond the level of the mind, a new kingdom, it's like you get a stamp of visa only for entry to a new kingdom, and that is the Brahma Vidya. The kingdom of Brahma Vidya opens. That is why Upanishads cannot be just read like that. They say you read Upanishad, you will get liberation. People say if you understand it, you will get liberation. Not just by reading it, isn't it? Read the Mandukya Upanishad, shortest Upanishad. What is it talking about? Om. People will wonder what is the meaning of this. Om iti etad aksharam idam. Sarvam tasuk. Everything is Om. Om is only all. Om is inside. Om is outside. People will just wonder what is it? Well, to understand it, you have to quietly go into a higher realm of consciousness. And for that, there is the next level beyond the mind. It is called the buddhi, the awakened intelligence, meaning the mind which is connected with the indriyas is the lower connection and it is limited. But when you try to use the mind as a ladder or if you use mind like a springboard to rise into the higher consciousness, then you will be able to enter into the higher state, the awakened state of consciousness. A lot of these rishis, no, they always dwell in that state of consciousness. And that is why they get understanding, which are what we call, even in medical, there is something called terminology, there is something called extrasensory perception. Has anybody heard of that? Extrasensory perception.
Yes,
Called sixth sense, like.
Yeah, something like that. We use different names because we call sixth sense, we call about intuition, whatever names we want to call it. But there is something which is beyond the mind. Here we can say Krishna is saying that is the buddhi. Then some people get glimpses of what is going to happen. Some people get glimpses of visions. There was a geneticist I met who claimed, I can't verify those claims, but I trust that person who's like a brother figure for me, and
There I
there's no
was.
need, there's
Good
no
morning.
need to. One moment, I'll just mute. Yeah, so there's this individual shared about that person would get visions of people passing away. And he said, I was like, my God. I said, I keep getting this, and this is my biggest curse. I didn't understand. Like, what is that? He said, you can't do anything for me. That is what I am getting. That person is a scientist, and never did that person try to even share more than it was something. No matter how much I dug, I was like, wow, what a talent! What is it? How do you harness it? All those questions are very. It was nearly almost say 12 years ago when I first met. But this aspect of there is a realm which is beyond the mind. If you
Intuition.
look, yes, it could be called intuition.
Intuition.
But now, can we just think of any moments which are beyond the mind that we have experienced in our life? If any, anybody?
No, I can't.
Logic will not tell. Logically, you will not be able to explain it because mind works according to a tarka, according to the logic which it understands. Mental logic is itself a limited thing. This is beyond that mental logic. Any moment have you experienced something which is beyond logic? If anybody,
Yes, I have.
please do share. Dinesh ji. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, actually, one day I was going with my wife on my two-wheeler,
Okay.
and actually, something appears in front of my eyes,
Okay.
like my scooter we will going to meet with an accident. We
What?
will
Sorry,
going
sir.
to
Your
make
scooter is going to make an accident, meet an accident. Okay.
Yeah, we will going to meet with an accident in the turning within half
Okay.
kilometer. I told my wife that we are going to meet with an accident within
Hmm.
a half kilometer.
Yeah.
And when I actually turned my vehicle,
Hmm.
the back vehicle got aside from the
Okay.
main thing, and we actually fall. But
Ah.
by the God's grace, we didn't get injured at all.
Okay.
That
Okay.
was restricted to the vehicle only.
Okay.
Whatever
Okay.
damage was done, it was up to vehicle only.
Yeah.
And such scenarios or intuition happened many times to me.
Okay. Okay.
It
And you
happens.
cannot explain. You cannot explain logically what was that
Mm,
light? Who
no.
flashed that light? We do not know that, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Fine. Thank you, Dinesh, ji, for one experience. I think one more somebody else had written in the group. Is it Pravina ji? If you would like to share.
No, it's many times. We just cannot explain, but
Okay.
no, I should not buy this vegetable today.
You
Like,
cannot.
no.
Haha.
Simple
Okay.
things like that.
Okay. Even in
So,
simple things, you see the
yeah, but the
something.
decision is why, if you ask me, I don't have a reason.
Okay.
But
Yeah. All right.
ultimately, it works out to be correct.
All right. All right.
That
Absolutely. Fine, ji, fine. Ji. So, actually, in our group, in our participant, one of the participants is repeating this batch, though she is not present in the session. She's in our group. She had shared one very interesting experience. It was, I think it was Vinny ji, if I remember. She had shared almost 3, 4 years ago that she would go back from work every day at one particular time, and that was her usual routine. As she would climb the stairs and she would go and she would sit in her home, and She had a particular some soap or something she would watch on the TV. That was her routine. She had to watch it every day, so she would chill out or relax watching that. And every day as she watched, her neighbor who lived upstairs would go walking beyond from that side, and she would see that, and that was a regular routine. Nothing like different. Every day it was the same thing. But that one day while she was watching, some thought came in her head, ki go and check on him. Because after she saw him go up, one thought came from somewhere, ki go and check on him, and she didn't really understand. She just ignored it because she wanted to watch the TV. But that thought came once, when thought came twice, thrice, she got irritated by that thought. So she decided that let me now keep my mind clear. I'll simply go see that and then I can come and watch at peace. As she went out, she saw that that person had collapsed on the floor, on the stairs only. And quickly she could call the ambulance and she could reach in time, and that person did get saved. And just look at that. She said, I was still scared to think what would have happened if I had not listened to that sudden sound. What she says, I don't know what that is. Well, these are certain experiences which are beyond the general realm of our mind. They come from something higher. Sri Aurobindo has talked about levels which are beyond the mind. First is the sense-bound mind, which is always connected with the lower senses. Yet then there is the other. There is the other which leads to the higher senses or higher perceptions also. Higher mind is there. There's something called illumined mind is there. There's something called overmind. Overmind is the realm of Krishna. All the leelas, everything take place in that dream. Sri Aurobindo has described that. And then there is something called supermind also. What is all of that? Well, we will not try to make a, you know, anatomy. We are not like some classification experts who are going to sit, because I did try writing around 80 to 90 pages. I wrote down what I understood from various books, and then I did a very wise thing. I pressed the delete button because this is pointless. It's not like this is level 1 in the game, then level 2, then level 3. It is not like that. It is like a spectrum. It is very dynamic. To understand it, we must experience it. Let us not try to buy mental. There's something called auto suggestions. Somebody thinks in their mind, and the mind attaches. Today, one person had actually claimed his Kundalini was awakened. My Kundalini has awakened, and that person was so, what we can say, excited. And the other members in the house didn't know what to do. And then that person had to be admitted in the hospital. That person had what we call hypoglycemia, and that person mistook that hypoglycemia to some sadhana and result. Now, what is that? Does not mean that Kundalini can never be awakened. But you see, this is the mind which is auto-suggesting. No? So let us not go into such suggestions of the mind, which is thinking today is auspicious day, so it becomes auspicious. Today is inauspicious, then it has become inauspicious, because that is the game of the mind. Mind is limited. We must try to go beyond, and that there is a system and there is a layer. There's a level of consciousness higher than the mind. But then again, that is not everything. There is something higher than that, and that the Gita calls as Saha. Saha Kaha. Who is that Saha? It is the divine consciousness, meaning our human mind, human capacities cannot become. We should understand that much, that we cannot think ourselves to be beyond the divine. The Ahankar makes us feel that. Ravana, what did he think? I'll wake up Shambho from the trance because I have got such power. I am the greatest bhakta. So he tries to go and he tries to even lift the Kailash, isn't it, with his siddhis, because he has advanced so much.
Ya patale pilasachalitangushta sirasi.
Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely, Gayatri. Gayatri ji, I must commend your knowledge of the various sources. It would be wonderful if one day I think we can hear from you only, or audios.
No,
It
sir,
would be
I'm
wonderful.
just a beginner.
No, no, we are all beginners. Nobody is beginner level. I'm just saying it is really nice. It would be nice if you wish to, when you get time, if you get time, share the audio in audios so we can all of
Sure.
us can learn and benefit from
Sure,
that.
it is from Shiv Mahimna Stotram.
Yeah, yeah, Shiv
This
Mahimna
is
Stotram. And what does
oh
Ravana
shit.
do? He lifts, he
Ha.
lifts. And what happens after that? Shiva doesn't get disturbed from
Shiva
his
just
trance.
just
So,
glanced at him. And
Yeah,
just
yeah.
from the top of his finger, he just touched,
Yeah.
and he
Then
was,
one more
he did
stotra
not
started
get.
after that. Then he is now in pain. His name became Ravan, the one who cries because of that moment only. And then comes then he is given advice by Nandi that you just bow to him and ask forgiveness. Then comes the Jatatavi, Galajjvala, the entire Tandava Stotra. So what we see is somebody who had talent, who had skill, who had knowledge, who had higher consciousness, even that person got trapped by the human limitation of what we call ahankar. Who does not get ahankar? Well, every single person, even the devas get ahankar. It is there in the Puranic stories. So we have to be understanding that the Supreme Divine is always above all of us. Not no point can we ever. It's actually very silly to think that we are greater than the divine, but moments come. Now nothing can go wrong because I am right now. God is backing me. This feeling comes in, and now I am correct. And people have gone to say that what I speak is God's word also, with a lot of ahankar. And then they fall flat. That is the different story. But that is something we should understand. Ultimately, it is the divine. That is why many followers of Mother and Shri Aurobindo, they don't even think about what stages of what is the awakening taking place, which chakra is opening, what is the RPM of my this chakra. All these calculations are not done. That person just understands I have to improve my surrender to the divine. Divine will arrange what has to be awakened, what has to be forgotten. Not awakened will not be awakened. Means it is so simple to understand, but to understand these levels, it is interesting, it is important. Like we will understand in the Upanishad, if you see Isha Upanishad, 4 levels of awakening, which the divine only has arranged as said Kavi, Manishi, Paribhu, and Swayambhu. Kavi is the one like we understand in the regional languages, Kavi means poet. But the meaning of the Kavi is the one who has the sight inside or foresight. That is the Kavi. Kavi is there in the Agni is only called the Kavi in Rig Veda's first Sukta. Agnir Hotar Kavikratuhu. The doer.
Sun
So
is
the
also sun is also called na Kavir Vishwa Mahateja.
yes, absolutely. And they say sometimes Kavi is equated higher than the sun. Jo na dekhe Ravi, wo dekhe Kavi. So that is Kavi, that is the first. But then there's a second, Manishi. Manishi is not just getting glimpses. The Manishi is the one who is able to get what we can say almost like a blueprint. A blueprint of things that are going to happen. Not just like, okay, yes, I saw one flash. It's not just a flash, it's actually becoming a more clear, a greater picture is visible. Now, anybody in our group has done construction work or constructed a home or through a builder or somebody, through an architect, of course. Yes, Pankaj.
You have done.
Okay, just one question I had for both Pankaj and Gayatri. If you get the blueprint before the construction, is all the work over?
No, it's just the first step, not even the first step.
Why? What happens? What happens then? Why is it not over? You got the plan.
But that is the plan. It's not implemented.
So
It's
what happens
just
while
on the paper.
implementing? Blueprint has to
I
be adjusted.
Yeah, we can adjust
We can or we mostly every time it gets adjusted
every
as
time.
you
We
implement.
make changes even
We
after
have to
the
make
construction
changes.
is started. We can make changes.
No, and we do make no looking at things, so many factors. Materials are not available, some things change. The person while implementing that plan, there are so many factors. Somebody says the soil is only like this. Your blueprint won't work while you are doing here. You need to improve this for structural stability, X, Y, Z, so many factors. Meaning
And numbers of
getting a
factors are there.
getting a blueprint alone is not enough. We need to know the art of implementing that blueprint to bring that thought or great vision which you have got to bring it into a manifestation. You need to have a different skill set. That's why you go to blueprints to somebody else, but to the construction person is someone else. So that is the next stage where this person is not just is beyond the glimpses, getting a blueprint, but this person is now able to even bring and find out ways how to bring that blueprint into actuality. That is the next. That is what we call like to bring about how to bring into manifestation. That idea is also got to that person of that stage of consciousness. But then the last stage of consciousness is where, which is called Swayambhu. In the Isha Upanishad at least. Swayambhu is where this is the origin. The ideas also are originating and the knowledge scale, everything is got. So why I'm just looking at this, why I'm just introducing this is we must understand first that the lowest of lowest realms is the realms of the Indriyas, realms of the senses. Then there is a realm that is higher, that is the realm of the mind. Mind allows you to experience so many, what we can say, brilliant things also. Sometimes not so brilliant when the mind is connected to the lower senses. But then when you turn your mind higher, you can reach to that awakened state. Awakened state will give you great inspiration. Imagine getting inspiration every morning after getting up in whatever you are doing. Say just you are cooking also. Imagine you get the inspiration to write the right ingredient, the right way. It is like almost Annapurna Mother's touch is there in the food. Everything you do will go well, isn't it? We need that, no? And where is it that we don't need inspiration? We need it when we talk to our friends also. We need it when we are inspiring others or inspiring ourselves. We need it for doing our every action. So for that reason, we should understand that let my mind now connect to a higher truth. So that is the buddhi. Let my buddhi be awakened. Anybody has heard of the Gayatri Mantra? Yes.
Yes.
What is it about? Tat savitur varenyam bhargo devasya dhimai dhyo yona prachodayat. The meaning, give my buddhi, O great sun, a sun of illumination, give me that light to awaken my buddhi only. May that sun inspire my intellect to reach into the higher states of consciousness. It is the same thing. So if you see this, if you see the higher state is there, the mind. But again, don't get carried away because a lot of people get carried away after getting little experiences. The journey is never over. Just had a wonderful discussion with someone who said, if Krishna comes in Swargaloka also, we should not get carried away by what Krishna says, even in Swargaloka, because his testing is never stopped. Thakurji keeps testing all the time. Even if you reach Swargaloka, don't get complacent. He will immediately push you into one more circle. Remain alert at all times and remember that divine is absolutely supreme. So this levels is what Krishna has talked about here. And why is Krishna giving this knowledge? That he tells us in the second shloka, next shloka, which is the final shloka of this adhyaya. What is very special about this adhyaya is that this adhyaya is about bringing to manifestation what is the spirit, bringing it to what we can say, materializing it in the material world. Krishna is just saying there is no spirit world separate, material world separate. It is one, and how to bring it is what he is slowly introducing to us. He goes on. एवं बुद्धेः परं बुद्ध्वा संस्तभ्यात्मानमात्मना जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो कामरूपं दुरासदम्. This asura of kama, this bad natured kama which is there inside all of us, it keeps attacking. Beat that, destroy that. With what? With this knowledge of the divine. Krishna says, with this knowledge of the Supreme Self, that Saha, that Supreme Divine, assailing your mind and intellect, gather yourself. O mighty armed one, this formidable enemy you must slay. Destroy desire for truth's light to make way. Destroy desire, you will understand the path of truth. If you want to understand the path of truth, you have to destroy desire. And he says, how do you destroy desire? With the knowledge of the divine. Establish the knowledge of the divine. Establish in your own heart, establish in your own mind this truth that I am nothing without the divine. I am far too limited in comparison to the divine. And then try to associate with the divine. Immediately you will see all the desires will just vanish. It is important that we establish it in our own consciousness. Yes, the divine is there who is supreme. Because unless you do that, the light of truth cannot be visible. Let's continue. Krishna goes on. It is very interesting. Krishna suddenly is giving Brahma Vidya to our Arjuna, who did not sign up for Brahma Vidya though. He just wanted to escape from his battle. Ordinary, simple thought he had, a simple man. He says, I don't want to take part in this horrible battle. Tell me the escape route. But Krishna is now giving him Brahma Vidya. And he's talking about this supreme self, the Brahman. In Brahman, you can just say, the description of Brahman can go on for ages. And yet, without understanding, the description will keep going on. People who describe also don't understand. People who listen also may not understand. And what is Krishna doing? What is Arjuna? Let us see. Fourth Adhyay, Arjuna will ask some interesting questions. Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyayam vivasvan manave praha munir ikshvak ve Krishna is talking about the supreme knowledge because he introduced the concept of highest knowledge. He says this same truth, the highest knowledge. He says this way of yoga, I first thought the sun, who then revealed to Manu,
Yeah, I sent it.
who was the
We're waiting
first
for
mortal one. And this
I called them
knowledge,
again. They
one
never
minute,
called
I'll
back.
just mute Kirit. Hold on. Yeah. This way of yoga, I first thought the sun, who then revealed to Manu, who was the first mortal one. And this knowledge to the first king Ikshvaku, Manu transferred. Thus, in this way, knowledge passed on from the first word. Krishna is saying this. This way of yoga, what is the secret rahasya of yoga? This, he says, I taught the sun. The sun then revealed it to Manu, who was the first among the mortals. And this knowledge was then passed to King Ikshvaku by Manu. And that is how this knowledge was passed on. He's talking about some great knowledge. How does it feel when you're hearing it? Anybody? Krishna is talking about the great ancient knowledge, a kind of succession. Anyone? Please feel free and please be honest. Yes. Anybody? Feels very abstract, doesn't it? Yes. Anybody? He's talking about some knowledge which was given to the sun only. From the sun, it's then passed on in this manner. Or we'll look at one more shloka and then we'll try to dwell on it.
Is he trying to
Yeah,
tell us
absolutely. Yes,
is he
please.
trying to tell us the history of Bhagavad Gita? Or
Could be,
tracing
could be, could be. Let us see. He's talking about the truth. The knowledge of truth is never going to get distorted. And he's saying, I taught this truth to the Surya only. Surya is ancient, eternal. Meaning Krishna is now indicating his presence to be timeless or something. Let us see the next shloka. He says, what happens then? What happened then? Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakale neha mahata yogo nashtaha parantapa. So he says the tradition was upheld then by the regal sages, the Rajarishis, and from sage to sage it was conveyed in succession. O Arjuna, this knowledge that was passed on by the sages with the passage of time got lost in transmission. Since the secret knowledge was passed on, it was passed on by one Rishi to the other after receiving it. Since the Surya gave it to the Manu, Manu gave it to Ikshvaku, Ikshvaku then transferred it to the Raja Rishis, and then one after the other, the chosen Rishis passed on that word, like whispering in the ear. And somewhere it got lost in transmission. Has anybody heard of this game, Chinese Whispers? Anybody has heard of that game? Or in
Yeah,
telephone
someone,
game?
yeah, some
Yeah, telephone
sentences.
game.
Yeah,
One word is told to some person, some person is telling to
how
another.
the gossip travels,
Yeah.
like,
So this looks like some very funny, kind of different type of divine one because what is this? This
they're
knowledge
also
got
playing this
lost.
game.
Same thing is happening. This knowledge got lost over time. Many times in the akhadas earlier, they used to teach kusti. the Ustad of the Akhada, we can say the Guru there, he would always keep one technique secret. Because tomorrow, if my Shishya comes and tries to fight with me, I should be able to counter him. So that secret would always be kept by the Guru. But you know what happens that when that happens? The Shishya knows one technique less. And he follows the parampara. Next Shishya knows one technique less. Over several generations, what will happen then? It would be like
Always there will be loss of one
lost,
technique.
lost, lost till finally there will be a time when nobody
There will
has
be zero.
anything. Yes, yes,
Look, look, look
absolutely.
for something else.
Something like yes, yes. And anybody in the engineering field would understand. We have electricity being transmitted through transmission towers. No matter
So
how much
about
efficiency you try, some amount is lost. So like that, somebody wrote rightly, it was human error or whatever, maybe the human nature, somewhere that transmission, it got lost.
So,
But yes,
so
see.
before
can
it
I give
reached
in?
to us, yes, please.
Okay, Gayatri ji, and then I'll go to Anjali ji. Yes, please. Or okay, Anjali ji, please go on. Yeah,
No, I was just reminded of an analogy. Like
yeah.
sometimes when you ask good cooks the recipe of some dish that they are an expert at, they often
Ah,
leave the one secret ingredient so that you cannot
yes,
reproduce the same dish.
yes, yes. They don't want you to get the taste, same taste, because I cook better. That feel they would like to keep it, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So this knowledge came from uh, Krishna, means from the Supreme Lord to Vivaswan, then to Manu, to Ikshvaku. So how much is lost in that?
Yeah, that's what. And ultimately, now it has got lost and completely it has got hidden.
Even this much, we are not able to fully understand this.
Yes,
What
yes,
about that knowledge?
yes, 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 absolutely. Now
Uh,
let us look at the next part, though. Next, yes, Sunita ji wants to add something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, when I was a kid, my grandmother would say that when Krishna passed it or the divine passed it to the sun had the capability to absorb everything.
Yes,
Even
yes, yes.
one word he could understand. Then, when it went to the next person, he had to split it into two words, then
Yeah.
three words. So that is how, and now to understand it, we need so many books and
Yes, yes,
things to follow
absolutely,
it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We
Because
need
Nada,
commentary after every
Yeah.
shloka.
yeah, and if you see, it was called Nada Brahma. Sound, one sound created everything, and that was the sound of the origin of creation. And yet, to understand it, it's a big process. But again, there are examples of very good reception, perfect reception. Also, there are examples when the surrender is complete. The Shishya can receive absolutely perfectly. And this is there in the Kathopanishad also when a young Nachiketas then is told by his dad, you are going to go to Yama, and he says, okay, maybe this is God's wish. And this young child goes to the abode of Yama. And as Yama starts speaking, this boy is so receptive. This boy is so awakened in consciousness that not only is he understanding what Yama is speaking about the highest truth, he starts repeating that highest truth. Not just understanding, but also repeating. And Yama is so impressed. He says, boss, I'm going to give you extra boons now. It is a rare privilege to have somebody like this to listen also. Means for Shravana also, this is a blessing, he says. Means that was how it is there. But anyway, let us come back to the Gita. So it has got lost. And Krishna is going to do something about it. He says, Sa evayam maya tedya yoga prokah puratana bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam etat uttamam. Do not worry, Krishna is there. Have no fear. Something like that. Have no fear when Krishna is near. Like that, Krishna is assuring Arjuna. It's all right. Though it's lost, he says, the same knowledge that I had first thought, I shared with you to enlighten your thought. This king of secrets, to you too I shall lend, for you are my devotee, my dear friend. This bhaktosi me sakha cheti means you have bhakti in me, you have love for me, you have this adoration for me. You are my dear friend, so I will share it to you. There are a lot of perks, no? Friendship. Maitri is, isn't it? So imagine if you can have this Maitri Bhava with the divine. Will it be fun or it would be better to be afraid only of God all the time? Which is better? Huh?
Make them friend.
Not be
Yes,
afraid.
yes.
Better to become a friend.
Friend.
Yes, yes. Why be God fearing when you can be God loving? No?
Samabhavana.
My
Samabhavana.
yes,
Samabhavana with the
Samabhavana
God.
and Maitri also. And Maitri you can
Yeah.
play pranks also.
There will
You
be no
can
filters
tease.
between us now, between
Yes,
friends.
yes, 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 yes. My Guruji Damleji had shared his experience. He was born in 1947, and as he grew up, that time there was fear is the language. Parents would not would speak less to the children, but their hands would speak more than their mouths to children. In that time, that is the only vidya, like chhadi lage cham cham vidya yehi gam gam. Means you have to the scale has to work, then only knowledge will come. That was the language. And everybody was told, fear God, have fear. Bhagavan said, Daro, remember, have fear. And that he didn't really understand much. And then he went into his job, and as he was going there, one day on the railway platform, there used to be books being sold like that on by hawkers. They would take it on a trolley. One person had a book written Bhagwan Hamara Mitra. Namleji was like, what? What is this? This looks quite radical. Let me read that. And he says he picked up the book. First thing he did was he turned the last page to see who is the guy who has written it. The person was not very old, he was a young person and he was happy. Okay, let me see. And he says that day as he entered into the train, by the time he got down from the station, that day onwards, God became his friend and not his. He stopped having that fear factor. So we can at least understand, let us not, what great sinners we are. If we are sincere in our seeking, if we are sincere in our seeking, we are loving and adoring of the divine. I don't think we need to have a fear of God. People fear so much. People fear X 100,000. Their fear of unknown things also. God is maybe punishing me because I slept like this. I did that. That was done. This one was done. I think we sometimes give home to so many fears which eat up our personality. Instead, if you are sincere, you don't really have to worry so much. You can love God without having to fear God because that is a beautiful relation. That is where you can learn, isn't it? If we have siblings, if we have elders and youngsters, should there be a mutual love and respect or mutual fear and respect? I think love and respect is better. You can learn better, and that is what Krishna is saying. Krishna is saying to Arjuna, and everywhere we'll see Arjuna gets the perk of this. He gets bonus because of his love for Krishna. And if you read the Mahabharata, every time Arjuna is like sidekick of Krishna. Every time, wherever Krishna goes, Arjuna tries to be with him, no matter what. That bhava is there. So he says this. Now, we look at one more shloka and then, or we look at two shlokas and then we'll stop. But before we look at it, why don't you imagine yourself in place of Arjuna and Krishna says, I am going to give you the same knowledge, that supreme knowledge that I thought the sun. What will your reaction be? Anybody?
I'll collapse.
Collapse out of
Yeah.
Overwhelmed.
overwhelm.
Out of overwhelm.
Okay, out of overwhelm. Okay, Gayatri ji said that. Pankaj ji?
I will be scared to death.
Pankaj ji says he'll be scared. Ki, what is this? This is my processor. Will it handle? What is Krishna going to give me?
That's
Okay.
why Arjun is the chosen one, na?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So,
He,
right, these are two. Anybody else? Any different experience you might have?
we say na, if we want the tiger's milk, we need the golden vessel to collect that.
Okay.
It's like
Okay.
that.
Yes. Okay.
But
But Arjuna
I have
has. Yes, please tell me.
I have
Yeah.
one question. To transform this knowledge, they arrange a whole war to
Could be. Could be.
transmit this
Many
transmit
people
this
say,
knowledge.
many people say that everything was just a drama. Arjuna is also pretending in this drama as an equal partner of Krishna because he wanted to tell this for all of us 5,000 years later.
So it's
We have to, it's a possibility, it's a possibility. But now, look at Arjuna. His reaction He is neither overwhelmed nor afraid. He has a very different reaction. What does he say? Arjuna uvacha aparam bhavato janma param janma vivasvataha katham etad vijaniyam tvam adau proktavaniti. He's talking like a full skeptic. He's not even thinking of what he's going to receive. He's told him, "You're my friend." So he says, "Okay." He says, Arjuna, question. The sun god was the first amongst the living. Even before your birth, Krishna was the sun's beginning. How is it that I can comprehend what you say? That you instructed the sun on the first day? Look at that. He's not feeling overwhelmed. He's not feeling afraid or anything.
He's like फेंकने की भी हद होती है.
He's like that. He's like,
He's
just
like
because
that.
I said, just because
They
I
are
said,
friends.
Shishyasteham, Shadhimam Tvam Prapannam, and you're going to say anything and I'm going to believe it. How can I logically understand Krishna? See, you were born in sunlight only. We celebrate your birth, okay, Janmashtami, all that aside, fine. How can I, you made a time machine. How did you go back in time? How did you tell this? I don't really understand. How can I even logically understand what you are telling me? Meaning, he says, I don't really buy anything that you are saying. I don't understand it at all. Anywhere else, this would have been called blasphemy, isn't it? Anywhere else, this would have been called absolute insult. How dare you? You are going to suffer for asking this question. But look at the friendship here. This is our Sanatana Dharma. This is the beauty. This is the freedom where you can understand. And in that atmosphere of understanding, only greater growth takes place. We should also, as much as possible, we try to cultivate the same atmosphere around us, in our homes, with our friends. Let there be that freedom that Krishna has given to Arjuna. Even in this important moment, you see, Krishna is just, let us see what is Krishna's reply. He doesn't get angry, he doesn't get insulted. But Arjuna, we must give a, despite what bad situation Arjuna is, he is not missing his chance to poke Krishna and say, what? I don't believe what you're saying. Let's go on. But at least this is better than being depressed and crying, right? Asking and speaking and questioning. That's all right. And that is what is beautiful. We should ask questions. It's not wrong. Let us see. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava charjana tanyaham veda sarvani natvam vedha parantapa. Shri Krishna answered, many, many births before, O Arjuna, I have seen, and many times born, you too have been. The only difference is that all of them I know, but you are unaware of them and hence don't know. Beautiful answer of Krishna. And he says, this is the difference between Arjuna and Krishna. He says, I too have been born. The Krishna that you see in front of you, Arjuna, has taken many births to come to this state of consciousness. And you, Arjuna, don't think you have suddenly become Swayambhu, come from somewhere. You have also been born multiple times. But there's a difference. I have become conscious. I have become conscious of my births. That is the only difference, he says. That is why, means the concept of multiple births, now it's being introduced, meaning our life is like a continuum. It's not just like a sudden disappearance with death and sudden appearance with birth. It's not some random event. It is a continuum, means even in Bharat, what do we have? We are a part of a big continuum of history, isn't it? We call a heritage which is a civilizational heritage which we have carried. What pains our world has seen, what great levels of advancements, what great heights and what great falls. Everything is part of our DNA which has come through us, and it is something like that. Again, DNA is what? It is a continuum only, not transference only, right? We are inheritors of something which is higher, and Krishna is telling something very similar to Arjuna. With this, we will just stop, and he says so simply that you are only difference is I have become conscious, you are not. That is why you don't. really connect to it. That is what Krishna has said. If you understand this birth which has been going on, you will be able to understand this truth that I am saying. That is what Krishna says. But sometimes it's a very interesting thing, and this world is also quite a big paradox and a mystery which we don't fully understand. Even scientists also sometimes get puzzled and baffled. They make theories and then they get confused by their own theories. For instance, imagine what are we? We are called in Adhyatma, we are seekers of light, isn't it? If you say I'm emitter of light, will you accept it? No, isn't it? I'm seeking light. Seeking is different, emitting is different. But again, science says that the entire what world we know has originated from the explosion of a great star, which was emitting light. Meaning all of us were once upon a time
Called
part
Big
of a
Bang.
star. We were emitting that light, isn't it?
This is called Big Bang theory.
Yeah, okay, yes, sir, absolutely. So according to that theory, we were emitting light. Now, what do we need for growing? We need light only for growing. Means once the emitters are now seekers. What else is Viyoga and Yoga? Viyoga is separation. Separation from what? Separation from that consciousness that is leading to forgetfulness. Forgetfulness of what? Our smriti is lost. We have lost the smriti. That is why it is called Vismriti. But when the moment we get it, we will get into the state of yoga. We will attain that higher consciousness. Or what will we say? Krishna's consciousness will be attained by us. It is as simple as that. And that is the entire journey that Krishna is talking about. So we stop here at the shloka number 5, where Krishna is very point blank telling that there is life is not what we understand only. It does not end with death. It goes on. There are levels and layers of existence. We have ourselves, maybe all of us were in Kurukshetra, in that Yuddha also. Which side, maybe, I don't know, maybe everybody would have been on Pandavan side and I might have been in the Kauravan side. I do not know. But yes, another question, Doctor, you're adding something, sir? Are you?
So basically, one of the thing like Bhaja Govinda, Adi
Yes, sir.
Shankaracharya also
Yes.
talks about the same thing, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi
Punarapi
Maranam.
Maranam.
So it's exactly the
Yes.
same analogy that is
Yes,
used in
sir.
this shloka.
Yes, sir. Yes. Govindam bhaja muda mate. Just understand what you are running after desires. What are you running after? Imagine in one birth, one person is running after something with full passion, and that birth is not received by that person in that birth. Next birth, it comes to him, and this person is running away from it with that same speed. What is all of it? Well, that is what we call Maya, and that concept will be introduced in the next shloka. We'll look at it tomorrow. So I think with this we can call it a day. If somebody can share some of the points you wish to, we look at that. And then if anybody does have to have any questions, anything you wish to discuss, you are welcome. Yes, anybody, if you can share some of the points that we covered today. Need not be in exact order.
May I?
Yes, sir. Yes, please, sir.
So in the beginning, we said we talked about the senses. We have 4 or 5 senses, and then we
Fine,
said
fine. Yes, sir.
Indriyas are controlled by mind,
Ji, sir.
and intelligence is higher than mind. So my
Yes.
intelligence controls the mind, and above all that, there is a supreme, or you can say
Divine.
divine consciousness.
Yes.
Then you mentioned about Kavi, Manishi, and some more things which
Paribhu
I
and
don't know.
Swayambhu. Paribhu and Swayambhu.
Paridhu and Swayambhu, right?
In the Isha Upanishad, it is there, sir.
Yeah. Then in the next sloka, we said that the divine is the supreme thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, above all. Then we started with the next fourth adhyay, where Krishna said, I gave this knowledge of science of yoga to sun god, which is Viva's son. and Vivasan gave it to the Manu, and Manu gave it to the Ishwaku. In this transmission, some of the knowledge is lost, maybe.
Yeah.
This is what we discussed. And this ancient science of relationship with the Supreme, that means Krishna said that this ancient science of relationship with the Supreme is told by me, that means by Krishna, to you, because you are my beloved friend and devotee. And therefore you can understand this supreme knowledge. Then Arjuna said he cannot believe that Krishna has told this knowledge to the sun, because he said sun was before the you. That means sun is the first beginning of the everything. And how you are saying that you have given the knowledge to sun? Okay. Then Bhagwan finally said in the last pesta that I have taken many births, and so you have also taken, but I can remember it all the births, what were all they, but you cannot.
Yes, yes, sir, absolutely. So if we were to just quickly take 2, 3 points which we can take away from this as an everyday aspect is number one is let us recognize the divinity as the highest. So we don't get too proud of our own understanding and knowledge. We remain grounded because that way we will be receptive to receiving more from a higher state which is higher than us. Means if you don't realize something is higher than you will never receive. No? So that is number one. The second beautiful thing we see is that we can be a bhakta and a mitra. Maitri Bhava is a very brilliant relation to have with the divine. Sometimes people have no friends, but God is their friend. Isn't that enough? And then they get a beautiful experience that he then God introduces the person to the network of his divine network afterwards. So Maitri Bhava better than having any such fear for the divine. That is another second point. And this aspect of the higher truth, that the truth, and there's a symbolism of the sun, like in the Gayatri mantra, that is the sun. If you Rig Veda, there is, if possible, I'll just share a small article on the symbolism, which Sri Aurobindo has beautifully given the symbolisms of all the Vedic devatas. So the Surya Bhagavan has a different one. We talked about this Surya receiving knowledge means this. What is this knowledge? This knowledge is the highest truth. And this, if you see Aditya Hridaya Stotra talks about Rashmi Mantam Samudyantam Devasura Namaskrutam Pujayami Vipaswantam Bhaskaram Bhuvaneshwaram. Means he is the Ishwara, who is the sun is the, we can say the solar system is dependent on the sun only, isn't it? And who goes in front of the sun? Well, Deva as Asura as well as the Asura in the light of the sun. When the truth, the symbolism of the light of the sun is what? When does the sunlight come? After darkness only, no? And when the light of the sun comes, darkness is dispelled. There's a symbolism of light and darkness. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. From light, from darkness, let us go towards light. So the symbolism, Krishna is saying, well, this sun only I am giving the truth. That is my truth which is flowing in that sun. That is the truth which went through Ikshvaku, which went through Manu, which through all the Rajarishis is there. It got lost over time. Now again I shall enlighten you. So I think with this...
In other words, what Krishna said, that I was before the sun, that I told him, because even in science it is said that before the Big Bang there was nothing. It was a shunyatva.
Yes.
And there was a Big Bang, and everything emerged from that. That means all stars, all galaxies, everything. And sun is one part of that.
Yes.
Before sun there was something, and that was shunyatva, and that is nothing but the supreme.
Yes, yes. It was said,
That is what I think Krishna wanted to say. That is what I thought.
Yes, Mahavakya is there, no, in the Mahavakya. Ekoham Bahusyami. I am one, let me become many. And then suddenly the division started. It is as simple as that. It's something like that. And not simple at all, actually. But analogy wise, you can try to look at it. Yes, please. I think with this, we conclude with the Shanti mantra. Okay, Pallavi wants to ask something. Okay. Yes, please.
In the fourth chapter, third sloka, the second line, it is written, "Ki I shared with you to enlighten your thought." So that he had already given Arjuna the knowledge.
Yes. Actually, the knowledge, a portion of it is shared because you see, sometimes what happens is a word is enough for a receptive person to experience and understand. Meaning for like now we are in a different state, so we are not in like Arjuna's emotions right now. So the very fact that Krishna is there and Krishna is going to grant me something is filling us with a different kind of joy and bliss, isn't it? Ekalavya received knowledge without his guru wanting to share it also, no? Because that was the power of reception, isn't it? So here, this is the aspect. But he says, I will explain to you later on in this adhyaya. It goes on. Krishna talks about Maya, the introduction to Maya, what is the concept of avatarhood, why, why the divine enters into the world. What is this? That is going to be shared by Krishna later on. Alright, yeah. Let us conclude with a Shanti mantra. Hari Om. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaः, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Hari Om Tat Sat. Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Hari Om. Punarminama. And please use the group. Very nice it was to see different insightful comments by various participants. Please do continue sharing it. It is a great journey of learning if all of us share with each other. Yes, please. Thank you.
I suggest that someday you also give us the meaning or the explanation of the invocation what you said in the beginning and how what is the in what you say in the conclusion, because we are
Okay,
all
sir.
not that means I have not learned frankly Sanskrit, so
No, sir. So that's fine, sir. And I will tomorrow only we can. It is just a
yeah,
Saraswati because we have to pray to Ma Saraswati. She is the goddess of learning and all Vyasa and all the great ones got blessing of Ma Saraswati. So we do the like a puja of Ma Saraswati. We are invoking, and then we are learning about Gita. Many people have this habit of doing the full. There are dhyana mantras of the Gita which people chant. There are many of them, so we don't. I just taken out one mantra only by Krishna Mandi Jagat Guru. So just we are seeking the blessings, and the last mantra is Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. It's a very confusing thing whether it's a selfish or selfless mantra, but it is a wonderful one because let everybody be happy. That is what it's Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya. Let everybody be free of any suffering or even disease for that matter.
Disease.
Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Whomever I see means let that person be free. Whomever I see, let them be auspicious or happy and hail. Ma Kashit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Let there not be any suffering. Now, is it selfish or selfless is a big question. Because if everybody is not happy, I mean, is happy, I will become happy. No? So I'm also going to get that labha. And if at all one mantra we are chanting every day, they say mantra becomes siddha. So why not get this mantra siddha by repeatedly chanting? That's all, sir. And then Hari Om Tat Sat Krishna Mande Jagat Guru. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat will be shared in the later part of the Gita. Krishna only gives a mantra diksha in the Bhagavad Gita of this
okay,
triple mantra. Yes, sir.
thank
All
you,
right.
thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir. Hari Om, sir. Namaskar.
Punah
Namaskar.
milamaha.
Punarmilama. Thank you.
Hari Om.
Hari Om ji. Namaste.
Hari Om.